Every week we take you on a tour inside the Holy Land, and this week our tour follows the footsteps of Jesus in his journey across the Galilee. That's where some of the most significant places in his ministry are located. Let's have the tour. The New Testament describes the focal point in the life of Jesus, when he decided to leave Nazareth and begin a journey across the Galilee. Jesus started preaching in synagogues all through the north and established his first group of followers. Tal, in Hebrew there's a saying that goes, "No prophet is accepted in his hometown." Is it somewhat true about Jesus? Why did he leave Nazareth?
Well, Jesus left Nazareth because he was not welcome there. The people of Nazareth were not ready to accept him, to listen to him, and to accept his ideas. When they asked him to perform some miracles and show them his powers, he said, "No prophet in its own town." And this is when he left and they practically chased him out of the city, out of the town. He found his way through Galilee, through the villages of Galilee, and eventually he made his way and stopped here in Capernaum.
Capernaum was the center of Jesus' activities in the Galilee and his town during that time. It was also the town of the apostles Peter, James, Andrew, and John, and the tax collector Matthew. The book of Matthew mentions Capernaum as a place upon the seacoast on the borders of Zebulun and Naphtali, the two Jewish tribes whose allotment was in the northern district. It was in the synagogue of Capernaum where Jesus first started to preach on the Sabbath. Among the ruins of ancient Capernaum stands the Church of the Holy Apostles. Established in 1931 by the Greek Orthodox Church, its unique design of 12 chapels resembles the 12 Apostles. Father Irenachos, the Church of the 12 Apostles is absolutely colorful and amazing. What can you tell us about the icons and images that we're seeing here? What do they represent?
And the icons exactly represent what the Holy Scriptures it has been written, all the New Testament. And it's the easier way to explain visitors coming here in shortly time what exactly represents this church in this area.
So what scenes are we seeing on these walls?
We see all the stories of Abraham, of Moses, of the patriarchs and the righteous, the prophets, and then is going the 12 apostles, the 70 apostles, the students of the apostles, and all the stories of Christ around the Galilee Sea.
Archaeological excavations carried out in this place discovered another layer of residential structures. It is considered the first church in the world and could also be the place where the house of the Apostle Peter stood. Father Irenachos, what can you tell us about the history of this place?
The first church, it was built from the Queen Helen. She built two churches in Capernaum, in the city, the Jewish city, in the northeast of Galilee. The one church is above the house of Mother Law St. Peter, the neighbor site, where the Roman Catholic Church. And in this area it was the church of the Saint John the Evangelist. And it was a church, according to the historical books, built on big pillars, on columns, above the water of the lake, to remind people, pilgrims at that time, what Jesus started to walk on the water from Capernaum seashore.
The Gospel mentions the Mount of Beatitudes as a place where Jesus delivered his substantial Sermon on the Mountain. The sermon is the longest sequence of Jesus' preaching found in the New Testament. It consists of 9 blessings. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye, when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely, for my sake. Why is the text of the Sermon on the Mount so significant?
First, Jesus is blessing the people 8 times or maybe 9 times, and he's blessing them as they are, as peace seekers, as people full of mercy, people that are seeking for justice. So he's really talking to everybody. And he is emphasizing and saying that he did not come to change the word of the prophets, but he has come to add to it and to go more deeper into it and to fulfill them, of course. So this is what he's doing here. There's a whole crowd of people, thousands of people, gathering around him and just listening to what he has to say. And this is happening here in the heart of Jesus's ministry in Galilee and around the Sea of Galilee.
We're standing on top of Mount of the Beatitudes. What is happening here today?
Well, today this is there's a monastery, a lovely little church designed by Barluzzi that was built 1936. There's a guest house here, beautiful grounds, and a beautiful place to contemplate, to pray, and to really connect with the messages that we have in the Bible.
Only 7 synagogues from the 2nd century BC were found in Israel. One of them is located in the northern region of the Golan Heights, in Gamla. The village was attacked by the Roman legion during the Great Jewish Revolt of 66 AD. Ever since then, it has remained untouched. Dr. Mati Aviam, who researches this period, believes it may be one of the places where Jesus paid a visit.
The New Testament says that Jesus taught in the synagogue of Nazareth and that he preached in the synagogue of Capernaum. This is the only 2 synagogues which are mentioned by name. But he also visited all their synagogues in the Galilee, in plural. And therefore, we assume that he visited in many villages and towns in the Galilee and preached and explained what he ever explained over there. There is no reason why he will not be here at Gamla, which was an important town in the Golan.
Most of the ancient synagogues in the north of Israel were destroyed following the destruction of the Second Temple by the Roman Empire during the 1st century BC. The New Testament describes the period which Jesus preached in some of them as a prominent time in the formation of his ministry. It shaped the course of his spiritual way, perhaps also shaped the course of history.